Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you? I'm well. I'm keeping well.
Okay.
Yeah, it's rather a chilly morning,
Yeah.
but
Yes.
I'm in good shape.
Awesome.
Right.
So today we are just going to do a quick fire on
Right.
matters foreign affairs and diplomacy.
Aha.
How is Kenya positioning itself as a diplomatic hub in Africa and globally at large?
That's an interesting question. First, this year, for the first time in Kenya's history, through sessional paper number 1 of 2025, Kenya's foreign policy has been approved by Parliament. This is a very significant thing. And you remember I kept on talking about foreign policy machinani. The whole idea was that to make sure that matters around foreign policy are not the preserve of the elite, but we want all Kenyans to have a good understanding of what our foreign policy is. So Nairobi and Kenya, first of all, remember, we are the only United Nations hub through UNEP and Habitat in the global south. Secondly, the United Nations want to have Nairobi as their logistics and humanitarian hub in the global south. So these are some of the programs we want to have around Jomo Kenyatta Airport, International Airport, as we look at the expansion of the airport. We also want to look at another hub in Mombasa for the railway, bulk cargo, and all the way to Naivasha. By the way, many people don't know that Nairobi is also the regional hub for the World Bank. So people don't all have to go to Washington when they want to have discussions with the World Bank. When you look at all this, and then the kind of things we are trying to do in investing in infrastructure, planning to have more of the expressway, similar kind of networks. So we want to build on those to make sure that we are the hub. And then peace and security.
So the second question, what practical steps is government taking to strengthen support for Kenyans living and working abroad?
First of all, Kenyans living and working abroad, for the first time in our history, there's a State Department for Diaspora Affairs. The PS is Madam Roslyn Jogo. We never had a State Department before for Diaspora Affairs. Okay, so the Kenya government has dedicated a State Department, and it has completely revolutionized how we engage with the diaspora. So we have the diaspora platform, we have extended consular services to the countries, and we've seen very serious interventions beginning to take place. You know, we evacuated almost 1,000 people from Lebanon in the middle of the war. We are helping others. We are talking to bilateral labor agreements so that we can have structured engagements for Kenyans when they want to go abroad. So there are so many things, and this department is a game changer.
How does Kenya plan to balance strategic partnership between the East and the West, and especially during this shift in global order?
Well, we have always played, we have always been strategically neutral, maintaining good relationship with all countries globally, and we always focus on what is the national interest. What is our national interest? These are global engagements that vary from one region to another, different models from one area to another. So we are very clear that we will continue to strategically work with both sides and remain focused on our national interest.
What role do you see diaspora playing in shaping Kenya's foreign policy and economic growth?
The Kenyans who are out there are now remitting close to, it's going to approach 1 trillion Kenya shillings from their engagements outside, when they are supporting their families back home and also doing their own investments. We are seeing remittances that are approaching 1 trillion Kenya shillings on an annual basis. So that's a lot of support from the Kenyans in the diaspora. So it is a constituency that can no longer be ignored. But we are also doing other things. For instance, the IEBC is continuing to broaden the footprint so that they can involve more in the democratic process in our country, which is a very good thing, so that they speak to the politics of Kenya. The other thing that I would say is that through them acting as our unofficial diplomats, through patriotism, they can help us leapfrog on matters of technology, matters of agriculture, and so forth. So this is a good opportunity to work with them.